Hello, good evening. I'm Dr. Rohan Krishnan, and you are watching Medical Dialogues Presents the Health Perspective with Dr. Rohan Krishnan. In today's episode of Health Perspective, we are going to discuss about a very common topic which is seen in the medical education system. It is very common to see that the NEET undergraduate examination happens and NEET postgraduate examination happens, and students having lower marks are getting good subjects, good colleges in private seats, and students who are having higher marks have to suffer one more year and have to prepare again. NMC is now making its rule a more stringent regarding this. In the recent draft by the National Medical Commission, it states that there is prohibition of any student seeking admission any other way than counseling, and no medical institute shall admit any candidate to the graduate course in contravention of these regulation, provided the medical institution granting admission to any students in contravention to these regulations shall be liable to be fined for rupees 50 lakhs per seat for the first time, and for the second time of non-compliance rupees 1 crore per seat, and for any subsequent non-compliance or a continued contravention of in the medical institution that shall be barred from granting admission to any student from the next academic year. Students shall be discharged from the medical college, and double the number of seats shall be reduced for one or more year. To discuss this topic with us, I have with me a very renowned professor of surgery, Dr. J. A. Jayalal. He's presently the Secretary General of the Commonwealth Medical Association, United Kingdom, and he is the past National President of the Indian Medical Association. I welcome to you, sir. I welcome Dr. J. Jayalal, sir. Thank you so much for taking his time out and telling us about this topic. Sir, my question to
Thank,
you is
thank you
that,
again
sir,
for this opportunity.
thank you so
Yeah.
much, sir. Sir, my question is that NMC is now telling that it will make rules more stringent for the medical colleges. And now the people who are having lower marks or who get admission by various kinds of NRI seats or any kind of parallel entry or backdoor entry, as it is famous, especially in MBBS, that will be difficult, and they will fine the concerned college for 50 lakhs per seat for that year, and for from the next year around 1 crore per seat, and double the number of seats will be cancelled. Sir, I want to ask you that how this functions. Is it possible? What is an MC really serious about these issues?
Yeah, I'm happy to see NMC is now talking in terms of 550 lakhs and 1 crore. Okay, they have that is indirectly they are raising the fees for the MBBS seat in the private colleges. They say that even if your fine is going to be the 50 lakhs, and they can raise it more. Right, unfortunately, the role of NMC in the medical education is becoming a very, very disastrous one, and they are not understanding the what is happening in the real ground level, and they are always trying to put things and rules from the above. Any medical education, any reformation has to come from the what is actually happening in the field and what is as to the need of the people, and that's not really happening on this. And why, if the NMC is having so much control on the institution, doing the lot of assessment and giving the permission, and if they are not able to have the control over the how the students are getting admitted into the colleges, that is a very, very lame excuse to say that these colleges are doing these admissions in a wrong way. That means it is happening. That means the NMC is admitting in its existence for the last 2 3 years. There is a lot of students, even without clearing NEET, they have entered into the medical education. That is a serious setback. And it is true they are going to fine the colleges. But what is the fine they are going to execute on the officials of the NMC who have allowed this to happen for the last 2 3 years? Or after their existence, if it is happening, and why the officers on their duty has been not careful enough to have the control over this. And this is as far as we are concerned, the medical association, we are opposing this, the attitude of the NMC on like this, and we held responsible the NMC for if this mishappening it is taking place on that. And let us not talk on the management by control, but we must talk on the management by objective. That is, and you should ensure a process how you are able to enabling the students or enabling the medical students get into the proper medical education without falling into the traps of the attractive carrot approach which is shown by the private institution. Uh, they should have more role or more the watchful expectancy or watchful eye on the functioning of that than coming after a few years and coming and say that you have come to the college in the wrong way, so we are going to suspend you, we are going to punish 50 lakhs fine. For a private medical college, putting a 50 lakhs fine, they are not going to make any impact. In fact, they will going to charge more from the people and they are going to pay for that. So you should find out the preventive aspect than on the controlling aspect of any situation which is happening.
Yes, sir. I completely agree because, sir, if we see any private colleges which will do something like this, I think that they will charge around 1 crore to the student, and then even if they are, and the chances of for them to of getting fined is almost 0.001%. And at the end of the day, if something happens, I think that the students who has already paid the money will be will be having a setback. I also want to ask you that you have been a professor, you have seen medical education so closely, you have been as the national president of Indian Medical Association, and right now also as secretary of the Commonwealth Association. And is it possible that any admission which is being happening in that way is not in front of NMC, like NMC is not able to check that? Is it possible? Because I know that all the list of students goes to the National Medical Commission. They have to be NEET qualified. Right now, NMC is already accepting by putting such harsh guidelines that non-NEET qualified students are also getting admission in private medical colleges. Then what was NMC doing
Uh,
so wrong?
Yes, Rogan, you are absolutely true. That is what I said. The NMC has failed in its responsibility to ensure that only the NEET pass candidates are admitted. How they are doing? Is it happening? Yes, it is happening in a few of the institutions because the number, that is the Rogan, may have the number of the 0025, but actually it is not the Rogan who is getting admitted into that. In your name, in your number series, and the same name people are now coming in. I was told to the some extent they are now even naming a child, and there is some instructions are given. You name a common name for your child. Don't put a complicated name. So any manipulation has to take place at the end. Any Vivek is there. Vivek or somebody is Roy or Raj is there with a common name. So Raj of 1200 number or Raj of 1203 number will be the same. And if it is buying with a superficially, NMC also cannot find out, or nobody can find out, because it is willfully taken by that in the name of somebody who has scored the NAMAR, somebody who has scored that, another person is coming into the getting admission. It is like is sabotaging or is changing the name they are getting into. That is the one area where they are able to get. Secondly, they are able to produce now, that is to some extent, somewhere I was also told, the admit card or the NMC score card is also being taken as a duplicate score card being created. So there is no mechanism. It is not barcoded C code. So if you are creating your own NMC admit scorecard and saying that you have scored 350 marks, so that the private institutions are utilizing that. They are changing the scorecards and making a locally change. Unless somebody complains of nothing, nobody will come to know about that. And it goes in the area. So that is the one area. So even after 2-3 years, I don't think NMC saying that I will fine it and we will be able to. It's not going to happen. So yes, there are so many because IT is developed much. Lot of manipulations are taking place in that IT. People are coming into that. So what the first list, second list, and third list, most of the time they come out openly, and the people will have the scrutiny. The mop-up round is the one round, or the stray rounds when you are saying there is nobody has the control over that. If you see the stray rounds, many of the institutions are now pre-booking the stray rounds, and there are agencies are there in a lot of countries, lot of states. They are able to assure the people the seat for that, even if you have a lowest mark. So how they are able to do that? Somewhere they are able to change the number, change the name, change the friend. They are able to insure into that. So this NMC should come forward very strictly and openly against all these agencies which are playing on the lives of the people, and they should, so because they are all working hand in hand with the private medical colleges. So some more objective oriented method should be adopted in the preventing this than talking about the system like I will punish you if you do this mistake. They will be penalized when they are found, and that is not going to change the scenario. That is going to only, as you are rightly said, they are going to charge more and they are going to do the same thing again and again.
I'm very surprised by hearing this, sir. Actually, what I've been through the counseling, and what you are saying, that if someone does that of the same name person and appears for the mop-up round of counseling, I think that they will have no problem and they can get admitted there and that time itself, because the NEET scorecard is only required while entering into the medical college. For rest of the time, you just need your mark sheet and 10 plus 2 mark sheet and other mark sheets, so that scorecard will be of no use after 1 year to anybody. So if you
Anybody.
change the name and you take, like, in such cases, sir, I think that this kind of punishment makes no sense, because someone owning a private medical college is a multi-crore business. It annual turnover is more than 200 300 crores. For that, 50
Yeah.
lakhs is nothing. I think that there should be more serious punishment for not only for the people who are in the NMC, for the medical colleges, but as you rightly said about the agents, because every time you will get a message that guaranteed seat for just many of the aspirants have also complained me that we get an SMS by some agent that the seat is going to be guaranteed in so many medical colleges. So this is happening, and NMC should take some serious action on this, and not just let it slide by giving a little of threatening. I think this threatening is of no use for someone who's having 500, 600 crores annual turnover. 50 lakhs is nothing.
Absolutely. I mean, unless there is some more positive trend is coming. So even in the last, you are talking about even the now NMC is going to conduct the examination pattern itself, and that is going to become a open up another Pandora's box. And I am not. I'm sure if they are going to take up the responsibility of even the conducting the examination, it is going to be a havoc for the system of education which is to be there. And I wish NMC should confine to its objective of maintaining the standard, the quality, the how the each institution is running, and how the educational pattern, more and more material for the educational pattern to be produced. So that should be the priority over than all this policing and all these aspects, because they do not have the whip, white, that is a strength or the infrastructure enough to do this project. So this is my humble request to NMC to you have a big challenge of ensuring the quality of medical education to be there and the quality of the students who are getting out of the institution. On one hand, you want to say that these institutions are good by doing assessments and second hand, you say that you are not trusting that institution. You want to conduct another examination to see that they are whether they are fit for that, and that is a dichotomy. So if you are able to have all the control, all the objective way of management the institution, and properly have a manpower to see to that how the institutions are functioning, and definitely you can do a lot of improvement. If there is a will, there is a way. But unfortunately, that is lacking in NMC.
Yes, sir. I was coming to that also, sir. That I think that NMC is becoming having a more feudalistic attitude, that he should do that it should do everything, like conducting of NEET UG examination, as you rightly said, and it's saying that we can hire agencies as well. Then what is the difference if agencies are right now also, then agencies are taking the examination, but just to take everything in their own hand. And the more important job of National Medical Commission, the former erstwhile Medical Council of India, which was to maintain the sanctity of medical education in the country, is getting lost somewhere, because after seeing many of the colleges, or the private colleges in many states, I feel that the colleges will not get recognition to run CBSC school, are getting permission to run medical colleges. So obviously, and the phenomena of online inspection is laughable, because the same people goes from one ward to another ward, and they show some building, and they are getting recognition. So in a fast track manner, NMC is trying to open a lot of medical colleges, saying that we need doctors. And at the other point we see that the medical education is deteriorating in this country day by day. What are your comments in that, sir?
So absolutely. We know, yes, we admit that there was a difficulty of conducting assessments during the last 2, 3 years because of the COVID and associated reasons. But now the situation is changing. But one thing positively I am noting with the NMC is a new team of office bearers who has come into the medical assessment writing board, especially JL Meena and other group. And they are showing certainly some interest and passion for doing it in a little more proper way. I had a talk with the person, and he was saying that we are trying to make an accreditation to the level of other countries accepting our institution. That vision is good. Their dream is good. I think those are the very important areas, and creating the quality and accreditation. But trying to get into the admitting process, who's to be admitted, and we want to conduct the examination for nearly 16 lakhs people, and hiring an agency to do that, or that I think NMC should not venture into that. That same is entirely different. Their manpower is less. So let them concentrate on properly assessing the institution. As you said, there are some of the institutions not even fit for running a CBSE school, and they should be early identified. They want then sit implementation, and the vision of Dr. Jailmina to make it as an accredited at par with the international institution. All that is good, and whatever the help is needed, Indian Medical Association will be fully supporting them on that. But on the issue of this, and we want to do the examination, we want to do the then, and that is not good. Now there is already National Board of Education for conducting the PG examination, and the National Testing Agency for doing the UG examination. That system should continue. That is better, because once you are entering into hire some other agency for a change, and that is going to be a big challenge, because one problem in medical education we always say is inconsistency. They just before 3 months, just before 2 months of examination, they will change the pattern, they will change the way of examination. So if the examination agency is going to be changed, again there will be some more change will be there, and it is going to jeopardize the situation. So my appeal to NMC is, please do not enter into such a devastating episode and experiences for decades. Concentrate more positively on properly managing, properly monitoring the institution, and accrediting in an appropriate way, appropriate level.
Okay, sir. Sir, thank you so much for giving us time, sir. You briefly explained everything, and even I learned so many things by this webinar. I'm glad to have you again here, sir. We'll again talk. Thank you so much, sir.
I must personally say, Rogan, you are one of the greatest, positive-minded role model. I will also look, because the way you are working hard for the upliftment of the medical students and medical education is formidably appreciable. I really wish that the energy which you are having should almost our students leaders should learn to get, and I heads up to you for your positive approach and hard working always.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your blessings, sir. Thank you.
Never miss a medical update from Medical Dialogues. Like, subscribe, and press the bell icon.